Hi guys, so we've not long finished round 2 of the global campaign, and I wanted to show you guys what happens behind the scenes and how it's all organised. Right then, so when people finish their games, we've asked that they submit their results with this format that you can see up the top here. I'm going to use mine and Harry's game from a few days ago as an example. So, Gobby Rustwench, the Goblin Witch, working for the Seekers of Yarville, fought Giles the Sigilist, working for the Wizards Council. The results were Seekers 3, Wizards Council 1. So that's sort of the format we've asked for. The reason for that is because it makes it easier for it to be put into the sheet that we use for managing how the campaign runs. So, this is what the sheet looks like. Now, I wanted to take you through the sheet, and this one might be more for people who are actually in the campaign, to give you an idea of what goes on in the background, and maybe how you can, if you want to, you can sort of tailor how you submit your results to make the recap at the end of each round better for your recap. If that's something you're interested in at all. I'm not sure if anybody reads those recaps, if I'm totally honest. Okay, so we start off, we've got who submitted it, so me. We start off with the results of the Seekers of Yarville. So we've got a result of 3 for Gobby Rustwench, who is a witch. Then we've got the Wizards Council, a result of 1, boo, for Giles the Sigilist. Now, where it is, so some people submit YouTube videos, some people put up a whole post on Facebook, or the Facebook group rather. So that's why I've got that there. That sort of tells us where it is. If it's a blog entry, I can put the URL to the blog entry there. We've got some basic comments. So usually this is a paste of what they entered as the summary almost of what happened in the game. Have we saved the images that we're going to need for the recap video and where they are? So I'm keeping player location because I think it's really interesting to sort of find out where people are from. And as I've said in several other videos, we've had people from Germany, Netherlands, US, UK. So it really is a global campaign. We need to get some more locations involved. So this is where it gets a little bit interesting and a little bit more complicated. So you'll notice, if you've been following the campaign, you'll notice that in the recap we have a little bit of blurb for each wizard on there. So every game played gets a little bit of a summary, and that is the generated summary here. Now that's worked off lots of things, so I'll go back to the beginning and I'll start there. Right, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to make it a little bit more random as to how the wizard's name appears, just to add a little bit of variation, because the whole point of this is to make it easier for me to generate or to write the summaries for each of the games. For the first round, I was having to read through quite large quantities of text and pick out highlights that I thought were appropriate, and then put that into a summary. And as such, because I'm doing it to a time scale when the round finishes, because of course we need to get this ready and out the door, ready to start the next round, because doing this recap is part of the results basically. So we needed it to be quicker, and because I was trying to do it quickly and also read through blocks of text and come up with a summary based on that, I made some mistakes. So as an effort to avoid those mistakes, we've set this up. Now if I hit delete on this spreadsheet, you'll notice that the bits that are randomized, i.e. the Wizard 1 and Wizard 2, you'll see they're changing slightly. So it could be Giles the Sigilist, or it could be the Sigilist Giles. Again, same respect, it could be Gobby Rustwench, the Witch, or it could be, wait for it, we'll get there eventually, there we go, the Witch Gobby Rustwench. And like I say, the reason for that is we have over 10 games submitted each round, and I wanted just a little bit more variation in the way that the summary started. Now, all of these bits here go together into this cell here to make up the generated summary, and that's why it's important, because these all mean something. Now, we've also got city location, you'll notice here. This is something that, if not entered manually, will be put in, it will be chosen from a random list. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the random lists I'm working with. So I've got a list of fighty words here. Now this is put in between the wizards. So it's Giles the Sigilist fought Gobby. Giles the Sigilist faced Gobby. Giles the Sigilist clashed with, challenged, skirmished with, and so on and so forth. Then we've got a list of locations. In the Merchant District, deep in the city ruins, at the stockyards, on the docks, at the Magic Quarter, and so on and so forth. And that goes together to make up this first part here. The witch, Gobby Rustwench, clashed with Giles the Sigilist in the desecrated mausoleum. So that's the first part there, in the desecrated mausoleum. So first sentence is made up of these two parts here, along with this word here used between the wizards' names, and this here to describe where they are. Now, we've also got this here, which is the result. Now, this works out whether one side or the other side won, and that determines whether, basically, which wizard is listed here. So Gobby Rustwench won this one. So Gobby Rustwench claimed victory for the Seekers of Yarville. Again, if I hit enter, I can randomize that. Gobby Rustwench made good on his contract for the Seekers of Yarville. And so on and so forth. If I go back and change that so that Giles won, so we set him to 4. Now it says Giles claimed victory for the Wizards' Council. And that is based on this here. So it's using maths to determine who won. Very simple. Then it's using this here to randomize how that's actually worded. I need to increase the number of phrases in here to make it look more varied. I need to also increase the number of locations. I probably need to increase the number of fighty words as well. So yeah, there's work to be done, but this at the moment is a great tool for helping me improve things. And then that is basically tacked onto the end of this. So we also have the highlight. Now this is the bit which is typed in manually based on what's going on in the game. It would be really handy if people submitting their results, I've asked this a few times, if they could actually put a small highlight as part of their, or a summary, just one sentence as a part of their submission of results. Some people do, some people don't. Those who do, it's a massive help because we've got the names of the two wizards, we've got the word fort in between, we've got the location, we've got the highlight, which in this case, those of Giles's men who weren't petrified into cowering fell to a barrage of arrows. And then finally followed up by the result. Giles claimed, although that is, of course, wrong because I've amended the result there. So, not only is this sheet used to keep track of the overall results, so as I add ones onto here, you'll notice the result goes up, so it makes it very easy for tracking what's going on in the campaign, or that round of the campaign. It also, like I say, is a massive help in figuring out what I'm going to put on the recap. And really, I just wanted to show you guys so you can get an understanding of what goes on in the background. I put a lot of work into this during round 2 to make it a lot easier for myself and make it a lot more manageable when the end of the month comes around, basically. Although, still need a little bit of work on the highlights. And it also is a little bit broken for next round because round 3 is going to be where we're destroying crystals. And of course, nowhere in here does it say destroyed crystals. So I may even make it so that we have different outcomes depending on which side you're fighting for. And which side won as well. Which is fairly easy to do. It's all just formulas, as you can see up here. Say just formulas. There's a lot of randomizing involved. It takes a random word, a random number, and then it does a VLOOKUP on these tables here to determine which one is going to be chosen, and then that all goes together into the summary. And then basically what we do is we take the list of summaries, we paste them into the column next to it here, and then we go in and we manually tweak things. We have a Skype call. Of course, Google Documents are free for anybody to see. So we have a Skype call and we go through and we make sure nothing's stupid. Nothing doesn't make sense, that sort of thing. If something would sound more awesome if it was worded in a different way, we reword it. It's just there to make our lives easier, to be honest. Right then, I think that went on slightly longer than I was actually hoping for it to. What I really wanted to show is the guys who are taking part in the campaign, give them an idea of what goes on in the background, potentially give them an idea of how they can make our lives easier as part of the submission of results. Maybe excite somebody else to join in the campaign as well, just to see what's involved and what's going to happen at the end of the round. So hopefully that's been interesting to somebody other than myself. I get a strange, sick pleasure out of playing with spreadsheets. The more complicated and the more automated they become, the sicker and deeper the pleasure. Yeah. Anyway, right, on that sick note, you can follow me over here in between videos. I'm going to try and keep up better on those in the future. I have been a little bit laxed on putting things up, especially on the old Facebook and Twitter. I'm probably going to remove this one from videos because I don't use Google+. I probably should. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling on even more now. Right, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Stay well, guys.